Welcome to the Racial and Cultural Identity Model Screen Toaster presentation. Student development theories are published findings based on extensive research describing student growth and development within the collegial environment. Theory is widely used in the field of student affairs, providing a common language and context for both professionals and paraprofessionals to use in their everyday work. Through theory, we are able to gain an understanding of our student populations, thus enabling us to better meet their needs. Here at IWU, we incorporate theory into our ORL staff training to give you a basic understanding of some of the student populations living in the residence halls. Understanding these theories will provide you with information about student populations which you may or may not identify with. It is our hope that understanding a few key student development theories will enhance your role on staff, providing you with language pieces and background information which might help you in building resident relationships and community. This Screen Toaster presentation focuses on the Racial and Cultural Identity Model published by David Hsu and Daryl Wing Hsu. This theory describes inner conflicts that non-Caucasian students encounter while developing personal identity at college. It highlights relationships to one's own culture, the dominant culture in their current surroundings, as well as oppressive relationships based on cultural constructs. Hsu and Hsu employ a five-stage model in describing their theory on racial and cultural identity development. To further illustrate each of these stages, excerpts from Season 1, Episode 5 of Saved by the Bell: The College Years will be used as examples. The first stage is conformity. Students within this stage are seeking peer approval. Thus, they often try to identify with the dominant culture and may try to alter their appearance or mannerisms in order to fit in with the dominant culture.
History books, newspaper, television. That's why we need an independent Chicano studies department.
So, do you ski?
Look, I like to have fun too, but this issue is really important, don't you think?
Yeah, I guess. I just think of myself as an American.
Well, so do I, but knowing where you come from doesn't make you less of an American. It makes you more of a person.
Hey, I think I know myself pretty well.
Oh? So, tell me, what's your real name?
Slater. Albert Clifford Slater.
Slater's an Anglo name. You're Latino.
Well, I guess somebody in my family must have changed it.
There's a meeting tonight of the United Students Coalition for an Independent Chicano Studies Department.
Wow, I hope your first order of business is to shorten the name.
Look, why don't you come? It might do you some good to be among your own people.
I don't know, Teresa.
Come on. Don't you think it's time you stop denying your roots?
In this clip, Slater begins to think about his Latino heritage for the first time. Initially, he identifies himself as an American. His friend Teresa pushes the subject, challenging his self-perception. Based on the limited information we are presented with, it would seem that Slater would be somewhere in between the conformity stage and the dissonance stage. The second stage is dissonance. In this stage, personal conflict or dissonance often arises between appreciating one's own ethnic heritage while finding this heritage as a barrier to personal identity and goals.
Ew. I'll find someone to go skiing with us.
I'm telling you, I am not gonna blow this weekend. Can't you talk Teresa into going?
She's not the ski bunny type.
Okay, well, we could cruise some aerobics classes tonight. I mean, you could flex a couple of times and you'll have more bunnies than an Energizer commercial, huh?
I'd love to, but I can't. Teresa invited me to this Chicano studies meeting. Figure I'd check it out, you know?
I don't get it. If Teresa's not going skiing, then why would you want to go to a boring meeting?
Well, maybe it's not so boring to me.
Come on, Slater. Chicano studies? Why do you care about that?
Because I'm Chicano. In case you never noticed.
In this clip, Slater has a brief conversation with Zach about attending a Chicano student organization meeting. Zach's lack of understanding of this meeting's importance to Slater leads him to make some less than supportive remarks. As a result, Slater shows his first sign of anger towards Zach, who is a member of the campus's dominant culture. Slater's actions would likely place him in the dissonance stage. The third stage is resistance and immersion. Students begin to resist the dominant culture and completely immerse themselves in the qualities of their own culture. The dominant culture may be viewed as oppressive, and as a result, one might express displeasure and/or have negative reactions toward the dominant culture.
¿Cuál es su número de teléfono?
What's your telephone number? Very good.
Hey, I'm getting the hang of this, huh? Yo tengo cochinitos en mi equipaje.
I have pigs in my suitcase.
That's not good, is it?
No, but if anyone can make it work, you can. Hasta luego.
What?
Hey, Slater. I found a girl to go skiing with us. Blonde hair, blue eyes. Just your type.
What do you mean, my type? I've dated girls with dark hair and dark eyes before. I mean, why do you think that only blonde-haired, blue-eyed people are beautiful?
I resent that. You know, I'm an equal opportunity babe hound.
Excuse me, could you clear this table?
Yeah, in a minute. I don't mean you. I mean our whole society. Never mind. You just don't get it.
Moving a little slow, aren't you, buddy?
What's that supposed to mean? You think I'm slow just because I'm Mexican?
No, look, that's not what I meant.
Take it easy, Slater.
Actually, this table's clean enough.
What? Clean enough for a Mexican?
I think I'm going to bring my lunch tomorrow.
What is up with you? That guy didn't mean anything.
He said I was slow. You know, like all Mexicans are slow.
He wasn't talking about Mexicans. By the way, can you finish clearing this table?
Why should I clean your table?
Because you're a busboy.
I'm not a busboy. I'm an oppressed minority.
In this clip, Slater is attempting to learn some Spanish while he is working at the campus restaurant. Later, he and Zach get into a heated argument because Slater believes his friend to be oppressive. Their conversation is interrupted by a Caucasian student who asks for his table to be cleaned off. Slater feels targeted because of his ethnicity and expresses his outrage. The fourth stage of Sue and Sue's theory is introspection. In this stage, one begins to see the effects of their attitude toward the dominant culture and realizes that energy could be focused more on exploring their own culture.
We've got to do something to force the chancellor to listen to us. Yeah. Word out, my brothers.
That was last week's protest.
Why don't we do something that they used to do in the 60s? Stage a sit-in.
Sit-in, that's a great idea.
Yeah, we'll take over the chancellor's office. Hey, he won't be able to ignore us then.
Okay, it's settled. We'll stage our sit-in tomorrow night.
All right.
In this clip, Slater becomes more proactive, focusing his energy on exploring his identity, and brings his non-Latino friends with him to the Chicano Student Organization meeting. The fifth and final stage is integrative. One accepts both their own culture as well as the dominant culture, understanding both the positive and negative aspects of each, and begins to work towards balancing their identity within the dominant culture. In this episode of Saved by the Bell, The College Years, and subsequent others, there are not any visual examples of this stage. However, the rest of the video clips should have provided you with examples of practical application. Sue and Sue's theory may sound familiar. In fact, you might have been thinking about your own identity development, or that of some of your close friends. Again, this theory speaks to both racial and cultural identities, making it applicable in the broad sense. There are several other student development theories related to specific minority constituency groups. If interested, your residence director can provide you with supplemental literature and information. This concludes the Racial and Cultural Identity Model Screen Toaster presentation. Don't forget to take the quiz on Class Marker.